I tested over 30 new fashion and beauty launches, so you do not have to waste your money. And let me just say, some of these were straight up offensive, others might just change your life. Let's get into the gold and the garbage. I have no doubt you guys have heard of the viral rag and bone sweatpant jeans, but did you know they have sweatpant shorts? Unbelievable. These are just like the jeans. Wanted to hate these so bad because the concept of sweatpant jeans is honestly kind of icky in my mind. But when I felt them and I saw them, I was just shocked. No idea the technology they use. Someone in the textile department really hit the nail on the head with these. We all know, and if you don't, you're lying, how uncomfortable jean shorts can be. When you sit down, these things ride up the center of your body and it is very uncomfortable. So in order to get the summery jean look, these are so amazing. Love the elastic waist. These will work post-meal, post-bloat, have that slouchy fit while being high-waisted. These are 5 stars across the board. The next thing we have are these boob inserts. I'm sorry, they're not boob inserts. You don't put them in like implants. Bra inserts. Love these things, especially since I got my implants out. Amazing because you can put them in your bra, your swimsuit, anything you can really imagine. They're beyond sticky, so if you really wanted to just stick them to your chest and then wear a shirt, you can do that. These are 2 cups. You can go from an A to a C, you can go to C to what's after D, E? Anyway, you guys can plump the girls up without having to go under surgery. And then when you don't want the boobs, you take them out. It couldn't be any easier. Washable and reusable. Holy grail for those of us that want to amp things up without going under the neck. The next fashion item I have is a dupe, in fact, for the Lululemon soft Streme shorts. I found the exact same shorts on Amazon. Feel and look just like the Lululemon kind. I mean, they don't, I guess, have the Lululemon logo, but like, honestly, who cares anymore? Great to wear to the gym, to lounge around with, to run errands. I mean, you don't really have a place you can't wear these, other than maybe church and like a cocktail party. You are gonna love these so much, similar to those rag and bone jean shorts, because they have an elastic waist. You can make these as tight as you want, as loose as you want, and they come in so many great colors. Treat yourself to these, you won't be disappointed. There are always so many beauty launches and it can be hard to keep up. I spent the last week going to Sephora and Ulta, snagging everything up that said new on it. One of the new and exciting-est, not a word, but you get my point, Dior Lip Glow Butter Balm. Wow, is this so cute. It's pretty nostalgic with the Dior charm on it, if I do say. But $42, that is a lot to ask for. I get it's Dior, but as you can see, this thing is not very big. No argument that this packaging is adorable. But I am not judging on the price, although maybe I should. Formula is great. However, I will say you are 100% paying for the packaging. The end result is definitely glossy, but I really don't see any difference between this and a Summer Fridays or the e.l.f. Lip Butter Balm dupe. Wink, wink. It would not be a new beauty makeup launch without Charlotte Tilbury. Thank God someone finally thought of creating a dual-ended lip liner. I don't know what took people so long. Obviously, you line your lips and then you fill it in. So Charlotte, thank you so much. One little negative with Charlotte though, and I don't know if this happens to you, but every time I buy one of her lip liners, they come broken. Something breaks off. I don't know if they just skimped on manufacturing or whatever, but I don't feel like when you're spending this much on any kind of product, and especially a lip liner, it should be falling apart. Needless to say, this one goes on much more like a pencil than her normal lip liners. Extremely similar to another lip liner I will be getting to later in the video that is much cheaper. But I really commend Charlotte and her company for coming out with a product that also really blends these 2 colors perfectly together. It looks absolutely seamless. Wish that one side had slightly more product than the other, because if you're lining with one end and filling in with the other, I would think that the filler would be bigger than the liner. 4 stars, amazing product. Just some little tweaks that could be made. Now we have the ever so viral e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. I hate skin tints so much, but was absolutely shocked by this one. Wow, 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 wow. Absolutely giving this 5 stars because I am so glad someone finally came out with a skin tint that gives coverage. You may be like me, want to have some coverage if you're gonna even bother putting makeup on your face. This whole like, I have perfect skin, I don't need makeup, I just need a skin tint and I still look perfect. For the everyday person, that is not the case. We need to cover up normal human blemishes. If I had to compare this to anything, it's very similar to the IT Cosmetics CC cream, but it wears a little bit lighter and way cheaper. This is probably the most fun, coolest product of 2025 as of yet. Makeup Forever Artist Crayons. The concept here is so fun, but not to burst your bubble, these are getting a 2. They don't deliver anything but patchiness and splotchiness. Formula between the bronzers, contours, and blushes, lip colors are very, very different. The ones that are more of the contour brown shades go on like hard clay. You can't blend them out. They dry super quickly. They look really nasty. But the ones that are more of a cheek lip color, these blend so much better. They're a lot more creamy. I just don't want my makeup or your makeup looking like it was done by a 6-year-old. Another product that has been selling out like lightning, and unfortunately I only got one shade available when I was shopping at my local Sephora, is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stain. They were not kidding when they called this a stain, so be very, very careful what shade you're picking. Because I could only test out this brown one, I'm not going necessarily by the color, I'm going by the actual product formulation and the staying power. And this one is great. 4 stars because it is a stain. It goes on like a marker. It looks like a marker. You can use the tip to line and then the flatter side to fill it in. But I will caution you guys, be very, very careful how you are lining your lips. If you're not precise, it's gonna look really wonky because every single line you do is going to be locked in there. It's not gonna move. Thank the Lord, e.l.f. finally came out with a jumbo grip primer. I have been waiting for this because for the life of me, I couldn't understand why the normal grip primers were so tiny. Obviously, this is getting 5 stars. We needed her. We all needed her, and she came. It is by far the best affordable primer on the market. Congratulations, you did it. e.l.f. comes out with so many newbies. I don't know how they do it. They're kind of like Shein now. There's just literally new stuff every single week, which makes it exciting because we can all test it out and find new favorites and usually dupes for very expensive makeup products out there. Now, the one they came out with most recently in their mascara department was the e.l.f. Incredicurl. While it doesn't deliver incredible results in the drama department, the separation could not be better. This thing has 0 clumps. You want a very affordable mascara that does not clump whatsoever, no matter how hard you try. This is the one. Similar to the e.l.f. skin tint, we have, I'll get to this, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I want to give this 0 stars, but I have to be fair because there are a lot of individuals out there that love these halo filters. Because I have tried the Charlotte Tilbury version, I can confidently say this is very much the exact same thing, slightly different packaging. Same jumbo doe foot applicator. It is very, very, very luminous, so I do not encourage you guys wearing this on its own. Please layer it with something. I don't care what. Does get 5 stars. It's just not gonna be a repurchase from me. It's always delightful when you go into Ulta or Sephora and you see something that you would assume is marked completely inaccurate and you have to ask the sales associate, is this the correct price? Because it can't be, but it is. e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. If you buy both of these and combine them, you essentially have your own Urban Decay Naked palette. The I Love You a Latte is really good for everyday wear. Very matte, goes on very easily. And then this Rose Water eyeshadow palette has some more shimmery shades, but there is one matte variation. So you really got to pick out which colors you gravitate towards. And if not, they have some other variations, of course. Absolutely incredible for travel. Hey, if they end up breaking apart in your suitcase, you can definitely buy another one. I didn't even see this product until someone else was looking at it. And then obviously I had a copycat and see what they were doing. They are these NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balms. This one actually is a product that does exactly as it says. It's a matte color, but it's moisturizing. It still looks powdery and matte, but it feels like a gloss. I don't know how they did it. On top of that, after about an hour or two wearing this product, filled in my lips like cement and removed the cracks. It was so smooth. We were talking about those earlier Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, and these are the best dupes on the market. $2 for these lip liners compared to whatever the Charlotte Tilbury was, $30. This combo is literally the exact same colors as the Charlotte Tilbury one. You just get two instead of one dual-ended pencil. I say they're a dupe not only because the color, but the formula feels the exact same upon application. Less of that creamy, waxy feel and a little bit more of that powdery pencil finish. These couldn't be a better product. Next, we have the Maybelline Colossal Bubble Mascara. This one is very similar to the e.l.f. one. However, this one does have more drama packed in, still has the separation. You don't have to apply a million layers to get va-va-voom lashes. Also insanely affordable, really mimics some of those high-end variations. These products are going very, very strong and selling out very routinely. People cannot get over these, which are the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm. Somehow e.l.f. doesn't get in trouble completely duplicating Summer Fridays and every other luxury brand out there, but fabulous dupe. I do hope they come out with more colors, maybe coming into fall and winter. Smell really great, they have really great coverage, and they're so much cheaper. If you are a collector of Laneige Lip Masks and you love to get every color variation out there, you're going, well, I'll pause. You might want to get your hands on the Laneige Bubble Tea and Matcha new releases. Ended up buying both, and I had to return the matcha immediately because I just absolutely could not stand the smell of it. And this is coming from someone who does really like matcha. Kept the bubble tea variation because even though the flavor isn't totally appealing in my mind, it was significantly better than the matcha. This one is getting 2 stars just because I think the scent is literally awful and doesn't really smell like what they're intending them to smell like. But the formula is award-winning. It's amazing. I use these every single night. Just be a little cautious. For some reason, this deodorant has been also very popular, very aesthetically pleasing. It's from a brand called Solitaire. I don't get it. This one is going in the graveyard. It couldn't get fewer stars. The reverse of don't judge a book by its cover. This is whatever the reverse of that is. Prides itself in being a serum deodorant with AHA and this lovely scent. I don't think it really smells like anything. I truly spent about 20 minutes at Ulta smelling every single one, and I didn't get much from them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing when it comes to a deodorant, but guys, this doesn't last. I applied this 5 times the other day and people were telling me how bad I smelled. Avoid this at all costs. Did you know e.l.f. has journeyed themselves into the land of skincare, which is where we get the e.l.f. Skin Thirst Burst Drops, Hydrating Hibiscus Complex and 5% niacinamide, which is great for your skin. Very similar to the higher end products from Believe. Have a hard time differentiating between this and other hydrating, hyaluronic, water boosting serums, creams, moisturizers. For the price point, I definitely encourage you guys to test it out because it's worth way more than its price tag. As a whole, I cannot stand these products, to be very frank with you, but because I have tried the bronzing drops from Drunk Elephant and personally did not like them, I wanted to compare that higher end version to the e.l.f. Skin Bronzing Drop. To me, the Drunk Elephant ones, aside from my personal preferences, is no different than this unless you want to pay more for the packaging. So if you're a bronzer drop girly, I will also give this 5 stars. They did a very good job duping this one as well. I didn't realize this one was new because I bought it on the actual REFY website a couple months ago, but I guess it's new to Sephora, so I thought I would add it into this video, and it is the REFY Glow and Sculpt Face Primer. What is particularly unique about this one, and mine's very rusty because I've been using it quite a bit, is it has a rolling applicator. So the idea here is that it gives you a bit of a lymphatic massage while you're priming up your face. Can get a teeny bit goopy, so you want to ooze out a small amount at a time while rolling it on your face. Instead of getting your ice rollers out of the fridge, you could even pop this in the fridge before you use it prior to your makeup. But she's getting 4 stars just because she doesn't work as well as other primers out there. But if you really struggle with morning puffiness and you love the feel of rolling your face out, this is an excellent pick. It can be very difficult to recommend retinol products. However, I wanted to throw one in here because retinol is a very popular additive in skincare, especially if you're no longer in your teens and you're just dealing with natural aging processes. This is the Innisfree Retinol Green Tea Skin Booster Serum. Now, I can't speak too much on this because I've only been using it a couple weeks, but I will say it goes on very well. Green tea helps with some inflammation, and as a retinol product, isn't too badly priced. But if you'd like an intro to retinol, this one is a pretty good selection. However, results are only going to come with continued use. Innisfree also came out with a green tea enzyme vitamin C brightening cream. Joyride to apply because not only does it have this very punchy lemon color, it's got these itty bitty beads in there that burst, not literally, dissolve onto your face. Now, I always think having combined skincare is good for up to 2 products. If you're putting 8 different acids and additives into a single product, it's probably not working. But as a vitamin C cream, I like that you don't have to put a serum on and then a cream. You can just do it in one go. And the formula has a bit of that tacky feeling that is really popular in Korean skincare. So not a bad pick at all. Another big hit on the market that I tried in store and then I just ended up buying because trying stuff in store just doesn't always give you the best conclusion on a product, but it is the Sol de Janeiro Body Badalala Vitamin Infused Lotion. They do not struggle with their packaging and their market at all, and this is their really popular original scent. It has hyaluronic acid, sugarcane extract, Brazil nut oil, and pear extract, and vitamin K and E. Love this moisturizer. However, I'm giving it a 4 because I don't think it really moisturizes that well. It does promote itself as a lightweight moisturizer, and it is definitely lightweight. This stuff dries immediately, so you have more of an oily skin, or you're purely using this for the fragrance benefits, great. But if you're looking for something rich and hydrating, that's also lightweight, I definitely recommend the Jergens one. Charlotte also came out with this Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick. Wow, is this a fun one to apply. Barbie pink has not gone away, thank God. I think this is a beautiful color and everyone actually used it before this video, although I don't know, can you even tell? Anyway, these cream formulas keep coming out in the same packaging from every single brand, but these colors are really punchy. However, they don't go on very punchy. If you're familiar with cream blushes, you put them underneath your setting powders. Once you get the setting powder in place, it really dilutes the saturation. So you're better to put this on very full of color because it's not gonna look that way after you powder up. This goes on very smoothly, kind of like you're slathering oil on your face. I know that sounds bad, but that's the best analogy I can come up with. Usually when you do a blush cream, it can be very difficult to blend. Not the case with this one. Someone tell me how to pronounce this because I should have looked it up, but I was lazy and I didn't. Beyonce's line, which is the Cecred Nourishing Hair Oil. Can we acknowledge this packaging? This is gorgeous. I had no doubts in my mind that this was going to be exquisite, but this is only getting 2 stars because I used it on my hair wet, I've used it on my hair dry, and honestly, it kind of sucked both times. Really depends heavily on what kind of hair you have. I have somewhat fine, damaged, high porosity, blonde, bleached hair. If you have natural, curly, coarse, coiled hair, I think this would be absolutely amazing for you because it is very heavy and the ingredients are thick and waxy, which is exactly how it felt on my hair. Feel free to give it a go, but if you have hair similar to mine, is on the fine, thin, medium side, I don't think this one's gonna work for you at all. But a lovely surprise that I didn't really find it, everybody knows about this by this point, but it's still very new, is the Gisou Honey Gloss Ceramide Therapy Hair Mask. You probably saw the Gisou normal hair mask before, which was honestly an amazing product, but they have this one now, which comes in a little beehive, and I looked this up beforehand. I was a little cautious because there are some alcohols in it, and alcohols on your hair can be very drying, so I was very surprised. 5 stars, guys. This makes your hair so smooth. This is the thickest of the thick, which is exactly what you want in a hair mask. If something's on the thin side or even medium thin, run away, don't buy it. It's not gonna do anything for you. There's really not a Gisou hair product that doesn't work well, but this one's going to meet your hair mask dreams while making your hair very touchably soft. This was an impulse buy. It was at the checkout from Ulta and I saw it and I was like, hey, that really looks like the herbivore products back in the day that were super popular. And this is the e.l.f. Skin Please Clarify Facial Oil with 2% salicylic acid, which is really good if you have acne, meant to calm inflammation. And I will definitely say it does. I got this also specifically because it's summer, so I wanted to find a way to calm my skin down from the sun itself and any kind of sunburn. And this went on so lovely, guys. It felt like soap. Didn't take an insane amount of time to absorb into the skin. That is one of my pet peeves. The price, if e.l.f. keeps coming out with these bangers, well, nothing bad's gonna happen. We're just all gonna keep benefiting greatly. So e.l.f., congratulations again. I'm just kind of waiting for there to be a bad product from you and I'm coming up short. Another Sol de Janeiro product that looks really pretty, so I snagged it up because it was also new, is the Sol de Janeiro Cherry Rosa 39. Wow. Okay, that literally went in my mouth. That was a bad idea to do on camera. This one smells very good, just not in your mouth, with coconut cream, orchid, and toasted praline. This is a lovely scent. Also getting 5 stars because some of their scents, honestly, I do not think are good. The original scent and this scent are real winners. Great to leave in your car, use after the gym. Back in the day, we always used to keep these in our lockers to spray on in between classes. Really lovely scent. And I just realized it says limited edition. I hope it's not limited edition. I hope it stays around because you smell so good. Similar to that, but not so similar, is the Kitsch Hair Perfume. You know when you're spraying perfume and then you always spray it in your hair because it stays there longer? Well, the alcohols damage your hair. I didn't think about that either. This one is specifically designed for your hair, so it does not do that. They have really great scents. They smell very luxurious. Amazing product. This one has been getting thousands of reviews, even though it just came out, and is the Lolavie Glossing Detangler. Initially thinking this was a detangler, I did my research, and apparently it's supposed to do a bunch of different stuff, like protect you from heat, enhance shine, smooth, and protect by chia seeds. Smells phenomenal, no doubt about that. As far as the shine and the detangling aspect and the smoothing, I really didn't get that. So this one is getting 1 star because it's branding itself as a detangler, of which it didn't do, but it did smell good. However, for that, you don't get any points. Some people love hair care from the drugstore, some people hate it. But when we can find that hidden gem, we need to all stock up. And that is where the L'Oreal Everpure Oil Serum comes into play. Man, does this really help if your hair is dry, damaged, tangly, stiff, crunchy, whatever. Put this in your hair, wet or dry, and it's gonna do so much good for you without paying for a salon treatment or super expensive high-end hair care brand. It does say protection up to 450, but I don't know if that's true. I always use a heat protectant on top of this, but there is 20% citric acid, which is very high as far as a repair product goes, and they package it all into one very appealing price. I get very excited when there's new releases, but sometimes, as you guys know, you buy something and then you think it's gonna be amazing and then it kind of sucks and you're like, I don't know, there's too much of a roller coaster emotional ride for me. But I will say you are going to be very happy with these. Josie Maran Hair and Body Fragrance Mist. Bohemian Fig, Topless Tangerine, Vanilla Vibes, and Golden Hour. Look very milky. Have matching body creams to go with the scents if you want to layer and really accentuate the fragrances. If you guys are really big fans of McDonald's ice cream, you're gonna want the Vanilla Vibes. This thing smells identical to McDonald's ice cream. The scents are going to be pretty strong, which is definitely a good thing when it comes to a body mist. Always want to be sure that you guys get your money's worth. If there's something that's great and it costs a lot, I'll be the first to tell you. If there's also something that's cheap and it doesn't deliver, you need to know that as well. If you liked this video, you will also like this one. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.